All right, you guys, we are live. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Anyone who wants to join, we're going to have a few people come through tonight. We are going to have a few people join. We're going to have Intangible Hoops, Kyle. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're currently at 4,284 subscribers. We are pushing to 5K. Also, to make sure that you guys subscribe to Ernest's channel, to Amir's channel, all my guys that I always film videos with, Trent, Amir, Ernest, all my guys. Make sure you guys go to their channel, hit the subscribe button, and thank you guys for all the support. We're continuing to push to 5K. Once again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for all the support. Also, too, the Miami Heat Summer League games going on right now. We'll be able to see Khalil Ware. Keyshawn Johnson, he is out tonight with that sprained ankle, unfortunately, guys. But we'll be able to see a little bit more of Khalil Ware, Larson as well. Hopefully Larson can really hit some shots tonight, because I think that's really been missing from his game. And we got Kyle in the building.
Yo. What's going on?
What's up, man? Shout out your channel, real quick before we begin.
So Intangible IQ Hoops. Just excited to talk about a whole bunch of different things on basketball, man. So, yeah.
There you go, Kyle. Guys, make sure that you guys go to his YouTube channel, Intangible Hoops. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to continue to put the link in the chat for anyone else who wants to come up on the stream. Copy. Perfect. Bro, Kyle, there's really not that many people talking about Khalil Ware. I think Khalil Ware is probably, right now, I mean, obviously it's kind of early, but he's honestly probably the best big man in the draft.
I'm intrigued. I'm reserving my judgment for regular season against,
of course,
pro talent, a little bit more pro. Not that the guys he's playing against are pros, but playing against centers that have been in the league for a little bit, who have a little bit more, season to them. I'm intrigued to see what he does there defensively. The offense will come. I'm not expecting for him to average 25 per game off tops, but I do think he has shown some flashes. He's got UD in his ear, which is a big deal. He's got Zoe in his ear as well. So it's just a matter of him being focused and taking it seriously. Enjoying his rookie season, but taking it seriously and knowing, hey man, we brought you in because we want to do something special. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Now, what's your Miami Heat starting lineup? Because I see a lot of people, they're mentioning Haywood, they're mentioning Jovic, they're mentioning all these different people. What's your Miami Heat starting lineup?
So I had an unpopular one, and people had their reasons for why they didn't agree with it. But to me, you start. Maybe Spo does it, during the preseason or the, what do you call those games? What's the name of that game? The bowl, the tournament, little tourney that they started. They replaced it preseason games with the tournament games to kind of get those things opening. So if it was up to me, I would run. We'll start from the 5. So we run Ware at 5. You run Bam at 4. You run Jovic at 3. You move Jimmy to the 2. And then you run either Terry or, I don't want to say Tyler at the 1. Not that he can't play the 1, but I think he gives a spark off the bench if you run him in that 6-man position again, just to kind of experiment with Terry in that lineup. He'd be the smallest guy in the lineup, but you'd have a lot of size around him to make up for the deficiencies size-wise. He can guard his man decent enough, but you got enough size around him, enough guys you could pass. Jovic has been shooting the ball a little bit better. I don't know how consistent Ware is going to be from 3 or from mid-range yet, but due to a full training camp and kind of seeing where he fits next to Bam, and then I'm not worried about Bam. That's if there was anybody on this roster I wasn't really worried about, it would be him. So that's my lineup. I like the idea of having functional size. Spo could actually go big to start with. If it doesn't work, he can move some things around. But I think that would be a very interesting lineup to try especially since Jovic doesn't have to have the ball in his hands to be effective.
But then, okay, so then also too, what do you think about Bam Adebayo with this Olympic team? Nobody's really talking about him either, and his dominance, what he's been able to do out there with AD. People laughed at me when I said that. Bam Adebayo, he's a superstar. I don't care what anybody says because look at what he's able to do with the roster that he has.
Right.
He single-handedly has a top 5 defense or top 10 defense with Max Strus and Gabe Vincent next to him. And when you look at all these other teams that have Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown and Tatum, and then when you look at the Timberwolves, bro, they have Cat, Rudy, Anthony Edwards, Bam Adebayo doesn't have any prime time defenders next to him at all. And look what he's able to do.
I think the biggest. I think the biggest problem is. Oh, give me just a second. Sorry.
No, you're good. Trent, bro, you tripping talking about ain't no star. You crazy, ain't no superstar. You crazy as hell, Trent. Because if he's not a superstar, then I don't know what is. Averaging 20 and 10. Okay, the best defender in the NBA. He's an Olympian, multiple-time All-Star. The only good defense are Highsmith and Jimmy probably. Exactly. And Jimmy, he's really slowed down a lot on the defensive end. In terms of Haywood Highsmith, yeah, he always brings that energy. It's just his inconsistent offense for me. So right now, it's going to be 9-0 Miami in this Summer League game. Ooh, good take by Cole Swider. Sometimes Jovic. On defense, I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about him on defense. So quick 11-0 start for the Miami Heat. In transition, Cole Swider with the layup. Getting easy buckets. Also, too, who are you guys taking on this two-way? I'm muted, Trent? I think he's okay sometimes. I've seen him done good blocks before. Yeah, I mean, but you can't count on all those blocks all the time. I've seen him doing – yeah, I guess. Trent, am I muted? I think it's just Kyle.
Yeah, it's just me. Sorry about that.
Okay. No, you're good, man. You're doing your thing. But yeah, man, people disrespect Bam, but at the end of the day, look at what he's able to do around real talent.
See, I said this the other day on Twitter, and it was kind of something I've been feeling for a minute. And Pat kind of admitted it during D-Wade's podcast about just not being able to surround him with talent early on before Bron got there, before Bosh got there. Being able to put guys around him that could really have extended his career from not having to carry every single night. The statistical season he had where he led the league in scoring was great from a entertainment perspective. But that season they didn't beat the Hawks, and the following year they didn't beat the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Just didn't put guys around him. I don't want them to make – and granted, Jimmy's here. You got some guys around. But everyone else has kind of gotten an all-star teammate to kind of drag this thing forward. I definitely think we're on Bam's timeline, considering what he brings. He's heading towards his prime. He can guard 1 through 5. And this is no knocks on Jimmy, but the future is Bam. Whoever comes after is from Bam. So I hope that they don't make similar mistakes. He's been I want to say an Iron Man for a while. He's only missed a few games over the last few years. And if he's really, injured, then he's just not there. But that's far and in between. So, and that's a credit to him being, staying ready, considering he's playing against fives. It's physical game down there, grabbing rebounds, passing the ball, and then also averaging about 20.5 per game.
Brian 35 says, "Why does Kyle remind me of R.J. Barrett?"
That's crazy. That's wild. I don't know that we favor that much, but
now who are you going to give the two ways to? because nobody's talking about Kashad Johnson either, bro.
So,
boy, you remember when I spoke to, you remember like when I brought him up that one podcast?
yep, I remember.
Nobody knew who that guy was. Now everybody's running around making videos and running around. Oh, he's this. I was talking about him before the draft.
Same. One of the videos I posted, it was a short, and I was just like, man, he's my sleeper.
Sleeper.
If he doesn't, get grabbed in the, towards the end of the first round, he's getting grabbed in the second round early. Luckily, for the Heat anyway, he ended up outside the draft, and they were able to scoop him up. One, he's highly athletic. He plays bigger than his size. Defensively, he's alert and aware and active. He brings energy. So I'm really excited to see what he brings. If it was up to me, I don't know how they get this done, though. For one, they don't have contract space. So I don't know what they're going to do there. But somebody has to move around. I don't know how they're going to do this. But
I'm moving Drew Smith.
To be honest, I've heard some people say maybe you move him to a standard, and then the other three guys you have on two ways are, to be honest with you, Josh Christopher's one has to be on. They cannot fumble him. So Josh Christopher has one of them. Isaiah Stevens, for sure. His turnover to his assisted turnover ratio has been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, I'd have to say that third spot is really difficult to navigate. I was gonna say Poland, maybe.
Bro, Kashad's a lock, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because do you know who somebody actually said that he reminds him of? Andre Iguodala. And I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? That's true.
It's a great comp.
That's a very great comp. Two athletic guys. I think that he could work on the 3-point shot. Good defender like Iguodala. Just a Swiss Army knife. You know?
Right. And I think I can't even imagine what would have happened if Spo would have had an Iguodala early on.
Oh my goodness!
You know what I'm saying? So
that's supreme talent.
Yeah. So it's intriguing that they've got somebody on the roster that kind of brings that same energy and ability. Yeah, he could be a big factor going forward. So I'm excited to see what they do with him.
Same thing with Larson. I think Larson, he's a good all-around player. He gives you like a little bit of everything, defense, just everything. I know his shot's not hitting right now, but
that'll come along. That'll come along. I haven't been judging these guys on summer league simply because I know that with training camp, with reps, with being in heat shape, these guys are going to be completely different once the season starts.
Oh, for sure.
They haven't even gotten into heat shape, which is the crazy part. Like we're judging them now off of, they've run some practices, and of course the standard is the same from top to bottom. But it's a different thing to be around Jimmy, to be around Bam, to have to go up against that type of competition. Iron sharpens iron. So those guys are going to be so different once the season starts. You might see them sharpen their tools.
I tell people all the time, wait till Eric Spoelstra gets his hands on Khalil Ware and Kashad Johnson. They really get in the weight room. They start really getting, it's like what you say, getting in that heat shape. Oh, good Lord. It is over. It is over, man. Hopefully, their games really translate to the NBA. I don't think that Ware is going to start, game one, but I could definitely see him starting maybe like midway through the season. You know what I mean? I think it just comes down to how much mass can he put on, because we still have if we're in July, so August, September. So we really still have 2.5 months until even the first preseason game. So that's a lot of time.
It is. And just from my own personal experience, I did a bulk weight workout wise. I gained weight over the last few months, and that transition, I did it in 2 month time. So for somebody who has nothing but time to do that, and really just lock in on building strength, functional strength, and everything, a lot of pylo, metrics to be able to get off the floor quickly and explode. I mean, I haven't had there hasn't been a summer league team this athletic and crazy in a long time, and these guys have been just insane.
But that's exactly what we need. We need athletic guys. I mean, like I said, the undrafted thing is cool and all, but we need guys with athleticism, versatility, and good defending. You know what I mean? Like, especially like Kashad Johnson, man. He's tipping all the balls, playing the passing lanes, and when a guy says that the best value to him is, bro, it's his heart, bro. Those are those guys who are
That's
hungry.
that's exactly
That's
what that's
deep.
about. Yeah,
That's deep, man. You need guys who are hungry. And I keep telling it's the same thing like with Khalil Ware. Like I know there was a lot of questions about his motor and stuff, but like you need guys that, like Khalil Ware that are gonna bully people. The first play of the game was a lob, dunking on people, backing down people,
they haven't had
slamming
that
the
in a
ball
while.
on people. We haven't had that in a long time. It's a
And
shame, to be honest.
I think the biggest difference is where they've gotten to on development now is so much better than it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could say that in the past, not that they didn't develop talent, but it seemed like they weren't as interested in pouring into young guys as much, and were more like they had more focus on like guys who were veterans who had already been here. But if you had guys who can give what those guys are going to give at a younger age, you're able to shape and mold what that looks like in the future. So,
But I keep telling people it's like the Miami Heat are going young right before us. I mean, they're still going to ride it out with Jimmy Butler, but they're not going to get off of Jaime, Jovic. They're not trading none of those people. They're not. Like, I just don't see it.
no,
I just don't see it at all. They're going to go young, and, I think we have a very young core. Listen, Jaime, I think Jaime could really have a very big breakout season. He ain't playing with nobody, and he's
it's
very
scary.
dedicated. I think it's scary, man.
Scary. I was just somebody was asking what did they think he needed to work on. My opinion was simply polished footwork and handle because that it's already good as is. But if he ups the ante on that, it opens up a
Mm-mm-mm.
whole lot. Opens up a whole lot. So he's going to create some opportunities for himself for sure.
I think his 3-point shot and just his overall defense can improve because you're gonna need because Jaime's mid range game he's like a younger Jimmy Butler in terms of the footwork and the mid range and the defense. You just
Yeah,
need him to improve a little bit more on the defensive end.
that
I
own
mean, he even
quickness.
said
Yeah,
it, and the 3-point shot. He has to have a reliable knockdown 3-point shot because if he can establish that, now we're in business.
consistency. Get the reps.
Consistency.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think that's why they shut him down after a couple of games. It was like, yeah, what are we doing here? We don't want you injured. Don't play not one more game.
But what does that say about him? He's willing to get better. He wants to learn. He wants to get those reps. Because, I know a
Right,
lot of people saying, well, why is Jaime playing? Bro, he's going to be doing runs and doing dribbling and doing all this stuff anyway. And it's
right,
like what he said basketball reps, real time game reps, you cannot duplicate.
right,
A
right.
lot of people don't realize that.
You can't. You can't. It's different. The feel is different. Um, intensity is different. So yeah,
Also, too, I'm hoping that Terry Rozier can have a very big season. I don't want to see timid Terry. I want to see scary Terry's game one. You
I
see what I'm
think
saying? I need a killer out there.
I think the thing with that is when you leave one place to go to another place, and the standard is different, um,
Yeah.
and you haven't been there for a little bit, the adjustment is a challenge. So I think with he's gotten right. They say he's healthy now. Again, that's another guy who goes from just regular standard level NBA shape to Miami Heat standard NBA shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to get Scary Terry for sure. He gave some flashes of that. He could only give so much kind of in the middle of the season. And then he kind of got some things together. He started to string them along, and then he got injured. So I think with him getting all of the focus on just getting ready for the season, he's been out for a minute. And that's his main focus on the summer. He's not playing any other like basketball otherwise. I think he's gonna really like lock in as our point guard. And he's also a pretty good passer. So we'll get some of that passing from him too.
And then also too, Jovic, bro, he needs to take a leap. I'm tired of waiting at this point. I know he's still very young because like he's only what 21.
He just
turned 21. Yeah, man. He's still so young, but it's like, bro, we need to see some type of a leap. You know what I mean? Kind of like how Jaime, in his first year, he showed like so much potential.
Right.
We finally, because the thing is, I think that Amir was saying is that Jovic probably only played like 60 games like within 2 seasons.
Right. He went to a growth spurt, which was the main issue for the back problem.
That is true. He's like 7 foot.
Yeah, he's 7 feet now. I think some of his awkwardness with the ball and some of that is just like readjusting to his height. And that's 1. 2, he put on some muscle. And for any player who's making an adjustment, lateral quickness wise, movement wise, handle wise, adding weight kind of changes how you operate with the ball. So I think we're going to get a leap from him. He kind of showed some flashes during the Boston series. Obviously, it was in small sample size. But I do think we're going to get a leap from him. Apparently, he's supposed to be joining the Serbia team.
Now, is he going to play? Because I know they said he made like a full recovery or something. I saw the report today.
It's intriguing to see what they operate like with him on the floor from a distribution pattern. I don't know if Heat fans recognize this, but he sees passes on the court like soccer players do. You put the ball where it needs to go. The person has to meet that. Sometimes I feel like some of our team members, some of the players on the Heat team are like, wait, whoa, I wasn't expecting that pass to end up here. They're not always ready for it. But he has great vision. I think that's one of the biggest, his best attributes is playmaking, being able to pass the ball. So I think between that, he's shot the ball relatively well. I think he's going to get a quicker release. Olympic play tends to elevate a player's ability to play. These guys play out of their minds for their country. So I'm only expecting for him to have a leap following the Olympics.
Yeah. No, you're right about that one. So like I said, it's going to be very hard to compete. I mean, there's so many scenarios where it can go for the Miami Heat in terms of the Eastern Conference. But to kind of go back to the two-way, for me, it's going to be Isaiah, Christopher, and Kashad. You have to go Christopher because at one point in time, he was an established player in the NBA. He has NBA experience, 6'4" guard. I know this Miami Heat team, has a crazy amount of guards, Tyler, Terry, Duncan, here, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of guards. Plus, we have Burks now. So, you know what I mean?
I think what
Stevens.
I mean, if you can,
he's just undersized.
Yeah. I think that's the main thing. But he seems to play his role well. He's always looking for other guys. He looks to be.
He's a traditional point guard,
right? And he's also capable to get his shot off if necessary. So I have to say that I think that should be the guys. No beef to Drew, but I don't think he gives us what any of the guys we just mentioned.
No, bro. What have we seen from Drew Smith, man?
I mean, he's a good defender. I think that's what they brought him in for. But that seems to be the limitations of what he's able to do. I hope he's okay otherwise as he makes a recovery. But that can't be the decision.
Yeah, man. I mean, Drew Smith doesn't move me. Isaiah Stevens, he's quick. Like I said, the only thing with Isaiah Stevens is he's undersized. You know what I mean? Other than that, I mean, I think he's a solid point guard, traditional point guard. We need a point guard that can put Bam and Khalil Ware and Jimmy in good spots.
Right.
Get them to their spots. Get the easy buckets, because if you can get those easy buckets, catching them in rhythm, that's how they get better.
Right.
The alley-oops and whatnot, getting him in the low post, getting the ball to them at the right time. People really underestimate how good having a point guard is.
And cuts. Good cuts, looking for those cuts. Yeah.
Looking for the cuts, yeah. I agree. But yeah, this is definitely one of the best Miami Heat summer league teams in a while.
Yeah, they seem to have picked well. they look to get a plethora of kind of prospects that give different options on both offense and defense. So they seem to have scouted pretty well.
Scouting's always been on point. Scouting has always been on point for the Miami Heat. Yes, sir.
I'm sure you saw the report about them moving one guy to Sioux Falls and the other guy's moving up to what is his name? The coach for the summer league team.
Yes, the coach for the summer league team. Yes, I saw that. Yeah, no, he's going to the summer league team. I saw that.
Right. So they're moving some guys around. They like what they've seen. They're bringing some fresh faces around, of course. So it seems like they have a good idea of where they want to go with this long term. And in the interim, I am hoping they can stay healthy. That's the hope. That's crazy because it's been challenging every year. There's something.
5 years.
This is the year that stops and they get the lucky break. And then it's just kind of what it's been. It's just having some bad luck at the wrong times. So.
No, I hear you, man. I think that these injuries, like, people don't understand. Victor Oladipo, season-ending injury. Tyler Hero breaks his hand. Bam and Dragic, they're out in the bubble. Like, people don't understand. Like, those injuries stopped us from winning possibly at least one. Like, if we were healthy on one of those runs, we would have won a championship for sure.
At least
one. At least.
And I do think we still get what we got out of Jimmy if Tyler is there still. He just supplements what Jimmy was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't want to take that into consideration. Like, we've had some bad breaks. That's really what it comes down to.
Bad breaks, man.
Just some of the timing on things. But I think these guys will be ready. I think Bam's going to have a career year. Especially Bam is going to have a career year.
Bam, bro, I'm telling you.
Step their game up.
But you don't agree. But do you think that Bam is a superstar? Like, I only say that because people will say that he's not because he doesn't have a flashy offense or anything like that. But think about it.
I'm not worried about that.
But if Bam had the same privileges as other superstars in terms of they only have to focus on one or maybe two things, like, bro, Bam is literally carrying the defense by himself. And then people want him to drop 25 and 10 for 82 games too.
Right.
Bro, like, come on.
Right.
With a 6'5" power forward, Jimmy Butler's in and out of the lineup, Tyler Hero's missing 40 games, and an out of shape and overweight Kyle Lowry.
What do they want him to do? I mean,
what do they want him to do? What do they want him to do?
I feel like the Khalil pickup or Khalil pickup was to kind of fix that issue in the short and long term, and them seeing kind of how they work together. And I think the guys that they've added between the summer league and to this roster, they've created more shooting. You got both Alec Burks and Duncan who could both shoot the ball. So if you have either of those guys on the floor at the same time, you got guys who can stretch the floor.
What's up, Melvin?
And as far as Thomas Bryant isn't going to be a factor, but I'm sure he's just a warm body. As far as being available and being able to fill spots.
They were saying that Thomas Bryant, he was going to re-sign anyway, so he opted out and then came back so that they can get him at a cheaper deal. You know what I mean?
Which he did him a solid.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. Melvin, bro, hit that link.
I mean, the craziest thing about this is if you look at
Ryan, you two hit the link.
The market, it has been relatively quiet. Like,
it's because of the new CBA. They don't have, bro. Like, why is Tyus Jones a free agent? Tyus Jones is tough. He's like, what, 28 years old?
Yeah.
Gary Trent Jr. Lonnie Walker's a sleeper to me.
I mean, there's a lot of guys who have not remotely gotten any buzz. Which, again, and I think this is just a matter of Adam not wanting to criticize his own product. But
It's because of that new CBA, bro.
you can't. It took
That new
the
CBA
air
fucked a
out.
lot of shit up.
Yeah, it took the air out of it.
Yeah, that new CBA fucked a lot of shit up. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's a lot to navigate on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody wants to take the risk of. I'm sure you've probably read the consequences of going over what the allotted apron is.
And then you have Caleb Martin sitting up here lying, talking about, oh, like what did I see? Oh, like he didn't give the Miami Heat a chance to offer him. That's a lot. Listen, man, the good Heat sources said, listen, the Miami Heat front office went to Caleb and said, you guys are making a mistake. We know the CBA, my man. And the fact that, because listen, Caleb thought he was him. He thought he was going to get $15 million per year, which I don't think he's worth $15 million per year. I don't care what the market's at. He came off of a down year, and I keep telling people, how do you come off of a down year and get a raise? 65. You know what I'm saying? 65 million.
Which is not. He thought he overestimated, is what I must say.
Exactly. He thought he was him, and it actually backfired.
And I think mainly that has to do with his agent. Like,
of course it is.
You look out for your client clearly, but you also make sure that you understand what's being navigated when you decide you're going to opt out, or you're going to not give the team that's willing to. Actually, I think they gave him much more than what he was, probably allotted for what he gave.
Of course, because think about it, he signed for less.
So considerably less. And of course,
considerably less.
The statement was, what did he say? I just wanted to join a winning culture.
Yeah, well, what does that even mean? You've been on a winning culture.
Where were you before? Where were you before? What are we talking about?
Caleb Martin forgot that we picked him up from the slums of Charlotte. People don't know. He forgot that we picked him up out of the slums of Charlotte.
And don't get me wrong, I think they currently have a brighter future than they did previously. Charlotte does.
But of course, bro.
But that was before, and before they made some decisions. Like, I don't know what he's thinking. Anyway,
their team is still fraudulent over there.
I'm not concerned, because as much as we talk about, as Heat fans, our health, the 76ers are the scariest thing about them is if they can be healthy. Is it possible for them to be healthy?
But see, if I was the 76ers, Joel Embiid's not playing in the Olympics. Bro, how are you playing in the Olympics and you didn't play in the playoffs? That's why when I saw Kawhi there, I'm like, what is Kawhi? I'm like, what is Kawhi doing there? What is Kawhi doing there? And what is Joel Embiid doing there? These guys are never available in the playoffs, but they want to play for the Olympics. And don't even let me get started. Joel Embiid shouldn't even be playing for Team USA. This man was born in Uganda.
He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit.
No, and then that too, his style of play does not fit for FIBA. It's a very fast game. I just think that, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, Joel Embiid wasn't even born in the United States.
He was born in Cameroon. I know that he came here through
France or wherever.
Right, but
yeah, he should be playing for one of those teams.
And I guess he spent some of his life growing up here, and of course, he went to school here.
Man,
so that's what the consideration is. But I don't know that.
If I was Nigerian, I'm playing for Team Nigeria. People forget when Team Nigeria beat the USA team. You remember that?
Sure did.
You remember that?
Gabe Vincent.
Team Nigeria. Gabe Vincent. Oh my God!
I don't know, man.
Gabe Vincent.
I just did a video a couple days ago about the way Team USA needs to make sure they iron out some things before group play, because these teams with guys who are playing for their country play with a different edge, man. It's not like who you see in the NBA is not who you playing.
They got that dog in them.
Yeah, so you fool around, man. These guys are different. I don't even think Serbia gave us their all the other night.
No, man. They're still playing around, man.
So these little warm-up games are cool, but folks are going to be surprised when I mean, Germany just beat USA last.
Canada is nice too. No, but that USA team last time was fraudulent.
It was fraudulent.
It was
Bam even
fraudulent,
on that
man.
team?
No. They had Jaren Jackson Jr. who couldn't get a rebound in FIBA. Oh my goodness. That's why it was fraudulent. Bro, they had Halliburton and all these other guys. Like, man, I mean, you guys are all right.
No, they brought the big dogs. You guys are all right. They brought the big dogs.
Yeah, they brought the big dogs, bro. They brought the Avengers. They brought the Avengers. Get answers. Watching from Mock City. Where's Mock City?
They brought some scary.
Or Mock City. Right. Yo, but Erwin, where is that, bro? And hit that like button, hit that share button. Make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys go to Kyle's channel, Intangible Hoops, on YouTube. Make sure you guys go to his channel and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you guys send in those super chats. We'll answer any questions, topics that you guys have. Let us know. Hit the link in the chat. Kyle, but how much time you got?
Let's see.
Just let me know. Because whenever you got to jet off, just let me know. Oh, from the Philippines. Wow. Listen, thank you for the support, man. I appreciate it. If you got to bounce, man, you know.
No, we good. I'm just checking the comments.
How Luke Kennard's still unsigned? He got 3. Yeah, that's true. I'm telling you, it's because of the new CBA. A lot. Okay. Prime example, look at the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are paying Jimmy, Tyler, Bam. Jimmy, Tyler, Bam, Duncan, Terry. So people will say, well, how come this team can sign all these players? We are paying 5 guys top dollar. The reason why the Philadelphia 76ers were able to do this is because they're only paying 3 guys: George, Embiid, Maxey. We're paying 5. Exactly. And we're paying 5 guys top dollar with almost over $20 million. We're paying the wrong combination of guys in terms of, tell me if you agree. When Duncan Robinson was up for contract, he was not worth $90 million. Why? We had the leverage. We built him, and he was undrafted. You could have gave that guy $60 million, and he would have had to take it.
You would have had, and to be honest with you, I don't think he would have turned it down from the perspective that they needed guys around him.
But not even that. We have the leverage. We built up Duncan Robinson. You see what I'm saying? If we would have given him 50 million, 60 million, he would have taken it. Tyler Hero. To me, at that point in time, he wasn't worth the 120. Because what did he do besides 6-man? What did he do in the playoffs to say, okay, well, we're going to give you $120 million? I know the injuries are not his fault, but even the production, because, I was saying this too, and I'll let you go. Jimmy and Bam are not 3-point shooters, and they're not smooth scorers either. Tyler Hero isn't necessarily the smoothest scorer, but he's supposed to be that scoring option that gives us the relief.
I think the biggest problem with him, and Pat said this, so at least he's holding him accountable, that Tyler's being fragile. I mean, put the muscle on, dude. Like, if you can't get past your defender without a screen, if you gotta always kind of pass off and hand the ball off and then get the ball back, bro. Put some muscle on, bro. I'm not saying to disrupt your shot. That's not a good idea, but add like 10 pounds of muscle so that when you get fouled, it's a foul. When you drive to the basket, you can finish the contact. I want him to be intentional about this, and also I want him to have some humility. You ain't did nothing yet.
Talking about Luka, Trey, and Ja, and those guys lead their team. How are you in the same conversation as them, and they lead their team?
You're not the. But the thing is, he's not even the main focus. He's not the guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Trey took it. Trey took that Hawks team. Okay, even though it was one time, it doesn't matter. The guy's like 6 foot. He took that team to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Luka, come on. Ja, even though he's been fooling around too much, he's still a top young player.
Can you imagine if we had Ja?
Or Trae Young. Can you imagine if we had Trae Young? Who's averaging 20 and 10?
Not in that conversation.
He's averaging 20 and 10.
Tyler's not in that conversation yet, and he will be when he is in. We'll know when he's in it, when he shows us he's in it.
Larson with that 3. Miami Heat are blowing up the Toronto Raptors 54-16. Yeah, man, but you're right about that, Kyle.
Do you think we should trade? No. I wouldn't trade Jimmy, to be honest with you.
Trade who?
in the comments, it's it says, "Do you think we should trade Jimmy?
Trade
His contract
Jimmy.
is expiring." I don't think so.
The Miami Heat need to pick a direction. They need to pick a direction. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Jimmy still got it in him for maybe one more year, but to me, they're going young in front of us. They're not trading. They're not trading Jaime and Jovic for
No. But
they're not trading Jaime and Jovic, man.
It would be trading Jimmy just to trade Jimmy isn't the most sensible thing to do. If you can get something for him,
of course,
reasonable in return.
I need 3 first-round picks.
Yeah,
I need 3 first-round picks
and a player.
Mikal Bridges got 5 first-round. Bro, I need 3 first-round picks and a young player.
Oh.
So kind of like a Kuminga, and I need the 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what I mean? I need a Kuminga, and I need 3 first-round picks.
Because he got us to the finals. He took us to the finals. Yeah. So if guys who haven't taken their team to the finals are getting that much in assets in exchange, then Jimmy should definitely warrant much more.
And then also, too, the Miami Heat need to think about the future in terms of, unless they change this new CBA, it's going to be very, very tough to formulate teams because you need pretty much 2 All-Stars. And if you need to, but you need to pick which All-Stars you're paying. So Bam and a De'Aaron Fox, or Bam and a Jamal Murray, or Bam and a whoever. But like you cannot afford to, you know what I'm saying? You can't afford to pay the wrong guy.
Right. And I mean,
because then the other teams now can't take that salary because of the new CBA.
Right. Plus Jamal, I think those contracts have stalled a little bit, so I don't know what's going on there, but he's another option too. In the future, I don't know what that looks like later, but
yeah, like is this a championship roster? No, but I want to see what this roster could do. Hopefully, they could be healthy. I know we say this all the time, but hopefully, they really can be healthy. It's a shame that we've really never seen a healthy run from these guys. Never seen a healthy run, unfortunately. Yeah, man, the Miami Heat are blowing these guys out. The Miami Heat are blowing the Raptors out, guys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Anyone can come up on the chat. Link is in the chat as well. We're pushing to 5,000 subscribers. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments who would you guys want for this Miami Heat Summer League team afterwards in terms of the 3 2-ways that we have. I know we already have Drew Smith, but if it's up to me, it's Keshad Johnson, Isaiah Stevens, and Christopher. You got to go with Christopher only because he's already an established Miami Heat guy. You know what I mean? You have to take him. You have to. Keshad Johnson, he's jumping out the gym. We already know what he could do.
There we go. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Yeah, man, this is a complete blowout. 56-17, Miami Heat versus Toronto Raptors. Like I said, I really want to see what Khalil Ware looks like, like in the preseason. That's what I really want to see him. Because, most of the guys he's playing against right now, they're not even going to make it in the NBA.
No.
But one thing that you can definitely see is the skill set and the talent. It's there.
Agreed.
The base is there. And when he gets that size, man, when he gets that size on him, when he hits the weight room, boy, because he plays big.
It's small sample size, but Josh Christopher is shooting 80% from the field right now. Yeah. Let's see here. Swider is shooting 62%. Ware shooting 60%.
Yeah. KJ Stevens pulling. Why is everybody saying pullings though? Like over Isaiah.
And then Isaiah.
Like Isaiah's been killing it, especially Isaiah you need a pure point guard on this team. 6 assists and it's what? The second quarter?
Yeah.
I don't know. Pulling really ain't doing it for me.
He'll probably end up
Pulling has that long, like the future talent in terms of, you know what I mean? But I don't know. That's just me. Hold on.
Let's check this chat.
But yeah, man, it's. And then also too, because I also posed this question: if you switch Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler, is Jason Tatum doing what Jimmy Butler did with all these Miami Heat runs? Because I don't think so at all. And listen, there's people here on YouTube telling me that Jason Tatum could have did with what Jimmy did. There's people on YouTube lying to me about
I strongly disagree. I mean, we saw, even on this last run they made, he wasn't the best player on his team.
Yeah, but I was trying to tell people, bro, think about it. Everyone on the Boston Celtics can give you 20. That should he doesn't even have to play well for them to win. That should tell you enough.
Right, exactly.
That should tell you enough. They were trying to tell me, oh yeah, no, Tatum could have did what Jimmy did. How? He couldn't even do it. He had a loaded roster, Kemba and Kyrie and all the. Martel, how do the Heat always outdraft other teams? I wouldn't say they. Okay, the problem is. Well, it's not necessarily a problem, but it comes down to scouting. So, prime example, love and light and meditation. They were talking about Larson. They said that they've been watching Larson for years. And that's We're not even talking about Khalil Ware here. We're talking about Larson.
Right.
They said they've been watching Larson for years, and he's a second-round pick. So what does that tell you?
I mean, that's what.
And then also, and then the same thing with Kashad Johnson. As soon as the draft ended, boom, Kashad Johnson had the two-way.
I mean, the best organizations don't scout for 1 year; they scout for many. And that's a part of intangibles. You're looking for so many things that a player offers to a team. I did another video a few weeks ago about the intangibles, high IQ and high EQ and low EQ and low IQ, and basically you're looking for players to respond to coaching well. You're looking for them to be in the right spots. You're looking for them to be good teammates, good people. All that stuff matters. So yeah, a guy may be great at hooping, but he's not a good fit for the organization because he's a sucky person in real life.
And I keep telling people that they don't understand that either.
That's not to say that every name, player with a big name is not a good person. That's not what I mean. Fit matters, though. Personality matters. All that type of stuff matters, man. Just grabbing a name just to grab a name is cool, but look at Bradley Beal, Book, and Durant. Good guys overall, but the fit's weird. They all need the ball in their hands. Nobody's really willing to sacrifice on that team because they got to get it. They're all primarily, they're not off-ball players. They're scorers. So fit matters, man. And that's how you draft. You draft for fit. You draft for intangibles, and you draft for their ability to have long-term potential. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, because if I know that, okay, so prime example, look at the Golden State Warriors. Look what they did with what's his name? Who did they with Wiseman? Yes, Wiseman didn't fit their build. Wiseman didn't even fit their game.
Right.
They don't even who did they use as their big man? Not Bogut. Did they use Bogut?
They had Bogut at one point. They had David Lee.
They had Bogut at one point, but Looney Tunes was their guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They
never went for a traditional 7-footer who can do all the stuff that Wiseman could do. They just never did it. Summer League team bringing that heat. Yes, they are. They're bringing that heat.
Yeah, boys, I gotta hop off.
Yeah, man. Do you think, Kyle, man? Do you think, guys? Make sure that you guys go to his channel. It's gonna be Intangible IQ Hoops. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support. Thank you again, Kyle.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all drop comments. Let me know what y'all want to see. Let me know if what I'm saying is interesting. I take feedback, and I'm always willing to learn more. So definitely hop over there. I've trying to get past like regular basketball conversations. The greatest of all time thing is kind of played out, and just kind of opening up what players see on the floor, and just kind of taking it a step further, man. All right, y'all boys. Peace.
Guys, make sure that you go to his channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for all the support. Make sure that you guys go to Amir's channel, Trent's channels, Ernest's channel, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for all the support. We're out. Any last questions before we leave? Super chats, cash apps. Make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button. Any last questions before we leave? Thank you guys for all the support. Will Miami sign Josh Christopher? I hope so. It's like I hope that they sign Christopher, Kashad Johnson, and Isaiah Stevens. You have to go with Christopher because he's an established NBA player. He's already played in the NBA. Kashad Johnson with his defense, athleticism, and versatility. Once again, he kind of reminds me of kind of like maybe like an Andre Iguodala type. You know, like how I said before, hot dog, 2280. What's up, my man? And then Isaiah Stevens, he's a traditional pure point guard with the assists, with the lobs, with the versatility on defense. Like I know he's undersized, but when does the season start? I don't know the exact date, but I know that we have the preseason coming up in October. I don't know the exact date though for the regular season. That's a good question. All right, guys, as we close out, any last questions, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Once again, go to Amir's channel, Ernest's channel, Trent's channel, hit the subscribe button. Also, to let us know in the comments, which guests would you guys want us to bring on the show? We're trying to get NBA players on, but is there any other guys that you would want on this Miami Heat platform, on this Miami Heat show? We're pushing to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for all the support. And I'm out.